what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm very excited to be bringing you from the Transformer Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy. This is Voyager class Tigatron. Let's take a look at the packaging. First and foremost, a beautiful piece of artwork there. They've been knocking it out of the park with this whole series. The artwork is beautiful, some nice detail on the beast mode there. And as you wrap around, we do see Tigatron in his robot mode. Again, just looking really cool. Just loving that sort of teal green against the white. A little bit of accents of red there. And as I mentioned, he's a Voyager class figure with the packaging, standard fare, product information on the bottom, much of the same on the top. On the side, you do get your Kingdom artwork with the Authentics logo. And on the back, you get your product shots. There is Tigatron in his robot mode. And I'm so happy they included his guts gun there. Something we missed out on the Cheetor and other molds there. And he does convert in 23 steps to his Tiger mode. So without further ado, let's get this Voyager class Tigatron opened up and see what he's all about. All right, so we have Voyager class Tigatron out of the packaging. Let's take a quick look at what he comes with. I did get the Black Arachnia card for the trading card. I thought I had this one, but when I peeled the sticker back, it revealed Dark Arachnia. So I don't have this card, which is very cool. Just loving the deco on that. Maybe it's a hint to a future release, a recolor of the Kingdom or Black Arachnia. Not sure about that, but I really wish if they did do that, it includes that staff that she's holding, because that is really cool. So anyways, that is the Dark Arachnia card underneath there. So very cool. And he does come with two accessories. One is his tail, which is very standard. We've seen this with the Cheetor mold as well. He can hold this in his arm, in his hand, very easily like so. And you can also, in the instructions, it does say you can put it, you can store it in his robot mode, which basically just plugs in here, but I'm not sure, not sure how great that looks. It does sort of help him stand up a little bit, but it's a bit obtrusive, I think. So I'd probably just take that off. Now, the main weapon is his sort of guts gun here, which I mentioned in the intro. So happy that they included this. And it is cast in a sort of off-white, sort of gray plastic. But the amount of sculpted detail on this thing is really cool. Really loving all the detail there, and especially on the sort of guts part there. The pink kind of looks like a wad of bubble gum, but we all know what it's supposed to be. Anyways, and you can hold that very easily like so. So yeah, very cool. I'm very happy that they include that weapon. So we didn't see that in the other releases. I'm sure because this is a Voyager class, they did include that weapon. So let's just take that off and let's get a quick look at the details of this guy. This guy is incredible. He has some really nice detail on the face. Let's get a close up on the head sculpt. Some really nice sort of pearlescent, almost metallic, silvery gray paint here on the front. You get some nice red detail on the crest there, some nice red paint for the eyes, and I think the face sculpt just turned out beautiful. Really loving the color scheme on this. You get the really nice metallic sort of teal green paint all throughout the figure. You see it in the plastic here, and going down you see the details in the tiger head. We'll see more of that in the beast mode, and then you do see that sort of again, that same teal color on the waist here, and you get that sort of that face. I can't really unsee it. You get the eyes and the nose and the mouth, but that's very similar to the original Tigatron figure, which I'll be bringing in a sec for some comparisons. Again, more of that sort of pearlescent white here on the upper thighs, and you get more of that really nice paint, that metallic sort of aqua green paint there. And his feet are very simple, but there's a little bit of molded detail there. I thought the heel spurs were very interesting. They actually have what looks like sort of 5mm ports there. Not sure why that is. Maybe you can store his tail like that or something. Not quite sure that's why, but very interesting that they went with that instead of just a solid piece. Now on the back here, that is how he looks from the back. And again, if you have the Cheetor mold or any reincarnation of that mold, you kind of know how it looks on the back. But overall, just a really nice deco. Loving the color scheme on this guy. And he feels nice. For a Voyager class, he's got some nice heft to him. So speaking of, let's bring in the original Tigatron figure. This is on the left, the original Beast Wars Tigatron. And you do see similarities and differences. On the original figure, it did have silver paint for the forearms. But I think for the most part, they really did a good job. Now, I think this is a missed opportunity. On the original figure, it did come with his mutant face. It would have been nice if they could have integrated this. You do see the mutant head there on the original toy. Not sure how they would have done that, but I'm sure, they could have found a way. I think that's sort of a missed opportunity that they didn't include the mutant face. Other than that, though, a really nice update to the original Beast Wars figure. And just for a quick size comparison, we have Tigatron here, and we'll just bring in Optimus Primal for another Voyager class comparison. And you can see that they scale very nicely together. So there. Okay, so articulation for Voyager class Tigatron is as follows. He does have a head swivel, and he can go all the way around. Not a whole lot of movement, a little bit up and down, but not a whole lot of movement on the head. His arms can go out this much. They are hindered by this back piece a little bit, but they can go up that much, up and down on the swivel there. There is a upper bicep swivel there. There is a double jointed elbow for transformation as that goes up like that. So he has a very deep elbow bend there. And he does have wrist articulation that can go all the way around. And so that is about all for the arms. Let's get those arms out of the way. He does have a waist swivel, which is very nice. So that swivels all the way around. And then for his legs, he can do the full splits like so. And he can kick up that much. He can kick back that much. Again, gets a little hindered by this back piece here. And then he does have an upper thigh swivel, which is very nice. He has about a 90-degree bend at the knee. And then he has the classic ankle rocker joint. And also for transformation, the foot can go front and back. And then he does actually have a very tight, very deep ankle rocker joint, almost 90 degrees there. So very, very articulated figure. So you can get him in some really nice poses. So he is highly articulated for a Voyager class, which should be the case. So anyways, that is the articulation for Voyager class Tigatron. Okay, so here we have Voyager class Tigatron all transformed into his beast mode, and let's take a look at the details here. You get some really nice detail on the fur here. He's sort of an off-white with some sort of yellowing, which actually is apparent on the real animal. So that's very nice that they sort of added that realistic detail there. But you can see all the way around, very similar to the other molds that we've seen. And the head sculpt is really nice, came out, some really nice detail on the ears here and the paint with the stripes. You do get a little bit of... you get some black paint with a little bit of yellow in there for the eyes, looking very realistic there. And you get some sort of reddish pink for the nose. And you get the sort of fur on the side there. Some very nice detail actually all the way through. And I really like the way his tail sort of hangs down. It looks a lot more natural. The deluxe Cheetor mold, it sort of kind of goes up a little bit. But I really like how the tail sort of hangs down. Now you do see the back of the robot mode legs here, which, you know, can't be helped. But I think we're all used to that by now with these type of figures. My only complaint with and this is a very minor complaint, the only complaint I have is on the bottom you see two 5mm ports here, which the Guts gun does plug into to sort of emulate that. Bring in the original Tigatron there. Sort of emulates how that squirt gun fit on the original figure there. It was a lot more flush on the original figure. I kind of wish that they had just done one port here, like just somehow molded just one. I know there's like a seam here, but they maybe could have cut a hole or something. So this just recessed a little bit more. As it is now, you have two places instead of just a central port there. It doesn't look bad from the side, but it looks a little bit strange from underneath. But it's weapon storage nonetheless. That's my only real, complaint, and that's a very minor one at that. So very, very cool. Now, as far as articulation on the figure, his mouth can open. If I can get his mouth to open. And you do see some nice detail on the teeth there. You see some molded in teeth, which is very nice. So you do have a little bit of articulation there with the jaw. And his head really doesn't move. It does come unhinged there, but that's transformation. So you can't really move his head that much. Actually, there is no articulation on his head at all besides the jaw there. He does have front and back movement on the legs, and he does have a little bit of bend here on the legs there. And this is on a ball joint, so you can... this is on a hinge joint, so you can hinge these any way you'd like. And then on the back legs, you have some movement out, in and out, and then up and down. And again, very similar to the Cheetor mold. And again, these back legs are on a hinge joint, so you can hinge those up and down. And there's nothing at the tail. It doesn't really move. It just kind of plugs in. It's very static there. So you do get a little bit of articulation. Pretty much the same as what we've seen for the Kingdom Cheetor mold. So bringing in that Kingdom Cheetor mold right now, let's do a comparison. Let's get Tigatron set, and then this is the Netflix version of Cheetor. But you can see what I was talking about with the tail. The Tigatron's tail hangs a little bit more natural as the Cheetor tail kind of goes up. But there's a quick size comparison between Cheetor and Tigatron, and just bring in Voyager class Rhinox 2 for a quick size comparison. So there you see all three of them there, just to get a sense of scale. And taking these guys away, and we're just going to bring in the original Tigatron here, so you can just see how they look side by side. There is the original Beast Wars Tigatron on the left. There's Kingdom Voyager class Tigatron on the right. So yeah, all in all, a great figure. I think he really shines in robot mode, with his guts gun and everything. I think he just looks awesome. Loving the paint and the color scheme. And I think they did a bang up job on this figure. So really good. Really like this guy. Please, if you find him, add him to your collection. You won't be disappointed. So this has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.